Eh, it started. What's up, girl? How you doing? I think you should find a username you would actually want. Okay. This area is kind of range, but that's okay. That is a very silly username. I see. Then why even change it? That sounds like an awesome combo. Yeah, I don't see any reason to change that. Unless you're just bored of it. I'll take a quick look. Yeah, I don't see any reason to change that. That's a fun combination. What's up, Thor? What's up? Ugh, I'm trying to not fall asleep. What's up, Harry? You been doing anything fun, Thor? I feel like the last time we spoke, you were talking about Factorio, I think. Studying and working. No more time for Factorio. Dead life. Dead chat. Oh, what's up, little green guy? Silverfish. Nice. Oh man, I am exhausted. But that's okay. Still gotta get a chunk done today. Should be pretty chill. Did have a little time save with the start of this. Good amount of air at the very top. So hopefully this is a bit of a shorter one, because I want to go to bed. But not before I make progress. Unfortunately, today was a very annoying work day, but I'm not gonna sit here and complain about work today. I do that enough. Thank you for requesting the most cryptic looking thing ever. Why did you request a YouTube link? YouTube links do not work. Let me make sure all these corners are correct. That one is. That one is. And then, yeah, these ones are obvious. Okay. Nice. Just make it a little more obvious on this side. Well, yeah, but yeah, YouTube links just don't work. At least not yet. I'm still considering maybe just switching the bot to YouTube Music. Unfortunately, though, I have to do either one or the other. I can't do both at the same time. I mean, it makes sense, obviously, because I'm playing it through Spotify. Like, locally on the program, so I can't, like, it would make no sense to be able to switch between them on a per song basis. Yeah. Honestly, the only reason I haven't switched to YouTube Music yet is that I don't know how to use it. And I have not found time in my day to actually sit down and mess with it. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to it within the next week, just because I got work, and then I have a shorter weekend this week. So I'm just really not gonna have a lot of time. Yeah, no, I mean I don't like Spotify anyways, so I don't feel like it would be uh a big loss. Yeah. But yeah, just for a while longer, probably using it, and then hopefully I can make that switch away from it. Oh man. I feel like this job is absolutely sucking the energy out of me. Just I feel like I work and then I'm like barely recovering on my weekends and then going back to work the moment I feel like I have full energy again. What's up, Mika Koinu? How you doing tonight? Again, need to not complain about work too much. Just need to focus on the mining. Just chill, relax, enjoy some mining. I'm very tired, but I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. Just unwinding from the job. Oh, well, that rain is not gonna last very long. You would relate, but you're unemployed. Yeah. I mean, if everything I see about the economy is to be believed, I think being unemployed is not an option. Yeah. Well, I'll rest after I mine my chunk for the day. Probably go straight to bed. But I would not be able to rest if I don't get my mining in. Not that I like this is like a job or anything for me. It's just I really want to make progress on this. It's fun. I mean, I had the same thing when I was doing Ace of Completion. I would come home dead tired from work and then I'd be like, well, still gonna do my gaming. Good to keep something you look forward to. Exactly. That's the thing. If I had nothing to look forward to after work, like a project for me to work on or something, I just, I feel like all I do is just go to work, eat, sleep, and go to work again. And then I would probably just be very upset because I have nothing to do. I mean, of course, like, it's different because I'm not alone. But, like, you know, for me, having a gaming grind really it's that last little piece in my life that I always like to have. Okay, I think I just don't like this artist. Alright, what is this crazy song that we got? Yeah, and I don't enjoy my job, so having something to look forward to is necessary. And something I can work on that isn't work. A hobby, if you will. Honestly, this could have been worse. What's a message? What? Why do I have another ping in here? I'm very confused. Whatever. Do I go on walks? I should do that more. It's just I don't like doing it when the weather is not good. How do you always accidentally request decent songs? Good question. Like over here, it was 90 plus degree weather, even at sunset, for 3 months straight. And then it went to 40 degrees in like a week. And now it's just been consistently cold. And it's like there literally was like no time to enjoy being outside. I'm not a big fan of walking in the cold. And thankfully it seems like this chunk is gonna be a slightly shorter one. Had some air and now we're getting a decent amount of Instamind blocks. Yeah. Yeah, it's just tough because a lot of my weekend, she's stuck at work. And then it's like we just don't get a lot of days off that overlap together. And then even when we do, I'm so just exhausted from my job that it's just really hard to get myself to want to do something physically active at all. Low-key, this job kind of sucks. I think I'm starting to regret working this kind of work schedule. Like, I only work 4 days a week, but it's 10.5 hour shifts. And it's just, you would think after like 5 months you'd get physically used to it, yeah? But I just haven't. And I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about that. Aside from look for a new job, but that's easier said than done, especially with how many people are currently losing their jobs. Yeah. Uh, I just wish I didn't need to work full time to begin with. My life would be a lot better if I didn't work 40 hours a week. I think the only way for me to do that, though, is to make up the difference somehow. If not getting more money from a different source, then just literally living very meagerly, like just never eating out and stuff like that. Because, I mean, it's theoretically possible, but it just wouldn't be wise, and we probably wouldn't have a way to save money easily. And you know, it's not like I make nothing from streaming, but I make little enough where it's not even a factor in terms of like finances. Yeah. I'm trying my best. I'm not too worried yet about work. I think most of how I feel right now is just the fact that I'm just unusually exhausted from work. Like, even more so than usual. But it is what it is. Today was just a really difficult day at work. Mostly because of stuff out of my control, so I think that's what's kind of getting to me. My job was made harder because of other people. And see, that's the thing I hate the most. It's like when my job is hard, it's like, okay, that's one thing. But when my job is made even harder because of other people, that's when it's like unbearable to me. Oh well. Yeah. Oh man, and the holidays is probably gonna be a litmus test for me in terms of whether I can stick with this job or I quit on the spot. because because of the nature of my job, the holidays are gonna be easily the busiest time and most stressful time of my job. And I will throw this out there. There is a chance during the holidays, like Thanksgiving and Christmas, that I'm probably just not gonna stream on my work days. If it's as bad as it's being described to me by my coworkers. Yeah. Man, it's like I'm not even really that angry or depressed. It's just like when I'm doing things I don't like doing, it's really hard for me to be happy. But I don't know if anger or depressed is how I feel necessarily. It's more just like checked out. Like, anytime I'm forced to do something I don't like, I put in the absolute bare minimum mental effort into it. Only in like the only effort I put in is to make my job easier or my life easier. And I've kind of reached a point in my job where at first I cared a little bit in terms of doing my job the best I can. But I'm very much already at the point where now I'm just like, okay, if I do the bare minimum, who cares? Especially considering no one ever tells me that I'm doing good at my job anyways, so like, whatever, man. People can't afford much. Well, the thing is, I work in an area where people do have money, so I do expect Thanksgiving to be really busy. Not like insane money, but definitely like not like a poor neighborhood either. Low key, we can barely afford to live in this area. It's a good thing that both me and my girlfriend don't really spend a lot of money on things. Like honestly, our biggest expense aside from like, you know, rent, utilities is literally just like food. And I don't mean like necessary food. I mean more like takeout. Mostly my fault, to be fair. I'm not gonna pin that on her. That's mostly me, but that is the truth. Although I do think I've gotten better. I mean, I for one, I do cook a little more at home, and at least when I'm like buying food now, like I'm buying stuff that's like I buy stuff at the grocery store that I can actually uh you know would make sense to eat. Like non-expensive meals, I guess is how I want to phrase it. And then when I do eat takeout, I try to not eat at expensive places. I mean, for me, that's honestly really easy. Because I'm very picky about food anyways. So I only like very few places anyway. Yeah. Also, what's up, Bat? How you doing? But yeah, I mean, all things considered, despite how frustrating work can be sometimes, I'm still not in a bad mood. My mood is always a little better when I'm doing the stuff I like, even if I'm completely exhausted and out of it. That's why I really like, even if it's a short stream, just to do a little bit. It's always usually beneficial for me. Like the only times it wouldn't be beneficial is when I'm like exhausted to the point where I just need to go lay down immediately. And I feel like the holidays might end up being a time where I might have to do just that. Egg fried rice? That sounds nice. If you stop going to Lagoon Amusement Park, that would save money, but you really do enjoy it. Okay, but to be fair, you got your money's worth out of it, though. That's the thing. Like, you got the pass and you went a couple more times than like the price of admission would be if you went every single time. I would say that's worth it. And that's easily the most expensive thing you do by far. Like, I don't think most other things you do even come close. So I'm not really worried. If you paid admission rather than using season pass, it would have cost twice as much. Exactly. Yeah, that too. Like, obviously, you gotta have fun. You gotta live the life. It just so happens that a lot of the things we do find fun for the most part are relatively cheap, though. I mean, we both play games that we get a lot of mileage out of. I mean, especially me. But I mean, even when she spends money on games, she usually gets more than her money's worth as well. You don't want to be a joyless cog in the machine. Well, personally, I like being a cog in the machine, but not a joyless one. I'm like a cog in a machine in this world. But it's actually fun. Also good to enjoy life while younger. See, I don't really understand people who literally do nothing when they're young and then expect to have fun when they're like 60 or 70. It's like, boy, you're not even gonna want to move when you're that age. I'm already like I'm in my mid-20s and I already don't feel like moving. I can't imagine how I'd feel when I reach 60, 70 if I make it that long, you know? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna be the cranky old guy with back pain, and then still gonna be mining chunks or something stupid, I hope. Ooh, cave opening. Oh, nice. Even more air pocket. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a quicker chunk, which again, glad because I really do want to go rest as soon as I can. So, I'll take it this time. I love mining Deep Slate, but I also want to rest. When was the last time I spent money on my own on a game? I spent money on a game this year. Uh, it was like $5. OC supporter. Okay, if you count OC supporter, that too, obviously that's more. Was it Insane Aquarium? It was. Okay, I think if I was to guess, not including Osu, because Osu is a very different beast. If you exclude Osu supporter, I've probably spent less than $50 on video games in the last decade. Like for my own playing. I literally don't, guys, what games do I play? Literally the only other, actually no, it's probably even less than $50 because like Minecraft I bought over a decade ago. And if you exclude Osu, the only other game I played consistently was Rocket League. And that was $20 when I got it. And technically it's a free-to-play game now. So yeah, I've really not spent that much money on games. By comparison, this makes you sound like a dedicated video game consumer. I think my Steam account, if it's just my games, is easily under $100 in its entire lifetime. Because also I buy games on sale anytime I've ever bought a game. Your Steam account total makes your stomach drop every time. Wait, can you check how much money you've spent on Steam? Is that a thing? If so, I'm actually curious. To settings somewhere. Do I even have Steam, like, logged in? That's another thing. I don't even know if I'm logged into Steam. Because I use it so infrequently. Okay. I think this year, I've played less than 10 hours of video games that weren't Minecraft or Osu. Including Rocket League. Because I think I spent like 5 hours on an Insane Aquarium. Well, if you try liquidating it, Valve is gonna just make it worth no money. Don't worry. Think your most played games were either free or like $20. That's literally in my case true because I got Minecraft when it was $10, and then Osu is a free game. Okay, but of course I'm not including Osu Supporter. If I included Osu Supporter, Osu is definitely the game I've spent the most money on. I checked this like yesterday or the day before. I think I've spent over my entire lifetime of Osu. Oh, I am lagging a lot. That is because of Steam. Okay, I don't care enough about Steam right now to have it lag me while I'm streaming, so I'll check a different time. Yeah, but the CSGO market literally crashed a few days ago. That's why I'm even referencing that at all. That Valve would make your account worth nothing. But yeah, my Osu supporter total over my entire lifetime, I think, is $280. But one thing to consider is that is over 13 years. And it was a necessity when I was doing Osu completion. Like, I literally would not have been able to do Osu completion without supporter. And I've also made more money off of Osu than I've spent on it. That's another thing to keep in mind. Just from streaming, I've definitely made my money back on that. So honestly, I've been paid to play Osu, if you think about it that way. Yeah, pretty much. You can get rare stuff easier now. True. Oh, man. Yeah. Low-key, I feel like when I describe my gaming and purchase history, it makes me sound like that I hate video games and I don't play video games. Until I tell people how many hours I've spent on Minecraft and Osu and Rocket League. Every working adult hates video games because we ain't got the time. Maybe you don't got the time. I make the time. Honestly, I think the most impressive part of my gaming these days is not the fact that I find time for gaming. It's the how do I say it? It's the fact that I find time for gaming while sleeping 8 hours a day. I think that's the truly impressive part. Because I could make time if I just slept less, you know? That's easy. I mean, I did that when I did Osu completion. But how do you spend time with loved ones? You just gotta make time. Speed running the daily routine. I mean, granted, I guess I don't make time every single day, but I do try to make enough time throughout the week so I don't feel like a terrible person. I mean, truthfully, on days that I work, we don't really get that much time to hang out. But I try to make up for it on days that we have time to spend together and actually hang out. Like yesterday we hung out for like 6+ hours. It was nice. It was a great day. But yeah, it's just finding the correct balance while doing the things I want to do and not lacking in other things. It's hard. I'm still trying to figure out what balance I want because, like, it gaming is important to me, but my girlfriend is more important, believe it or not. So if she wants me to spend less time gaming to hang out with her more, that is what I will do. Writing this down. I mean, truthfully, if you want to spend more time with me, you can just let me know. You already know this. I feel like I told you this not even that long ago, in fact. I don't have to stream on my work days. Don't make her ask. No, I've already mentioned, like, it's one of those things where it's like I can absolutely sacrifice certain sections of my day to make more time for her. Yeah. I mean, she's having fun doing her USI mapping right now. Making a very silly beat map. And I mean, she's as much of a gamer as I am, so she also wants time to play her video games too. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a decent mix of that in our relationship where it's like, depending on the day and time, we can have absolutely fun, long conversations, and then other times where it's like, we're just focused on our things for the day. It just really depends on the day. honestly, sometimes it's a problem because my favorite time to talk is like right before we go to sleep. And I'm like, okay, I just need to talk about these things for like 30 minutes. And it's like, but we need to sleep. It's just one of those things that's like, would you love me if I was a worm? Buddy, if you were a worm, we're gonna cook you up and serve you with mustard. I tell my girlfriend this all the time that we're gonna cook her and deep fry her and serve her up with mustard. All your thoughts stay in your head because you're low-key curving. I think you should speak your mind more, Thor. I think it would be good. I have no idea what a terrarium is. This sounds made up. I see. I don't think that makes sense because she's definitely not a worm. I was thinking more like a cardboard box. Oh, and the hypothetical. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, I don't do hypotheticals. If you were a worm, that would be very upsetting. You mean human? Yeah, I believe you. Imagine a glass shelter with moss. Oh my god. Now you've made an enemy. I hate moss. No, hate moss. What did moss do to me? Dude, look. Moss? Okay. To be clear, I should say I hate moss in Minecraft. Because I don't know if you guys are aware, there's a trick you can do in this game where if you bone meal moss blocks, it will turn other blocks into moss. And you could do that with Deep Slate. And moss is an instamine block, so you could turn bone meal. So if you bone meal moss, it'll turn other blocks into moss, and it turns it into instamine blocks. So you could do that with Deep Slate, and it makes it less fun. It's cheating. It's not allowed. We are not allowed to do this. No TNT as well. One tabby! Thank you for the one whole bit.
Thank you.
How are you doing? Thank you for the follow. I should do a subathon and every sub drops 5 TNT. Oh, that's a great way to make me never want to play this world again. I would be so upset if someone used TNT on this. No, Goink gets Deep Slate in her terrarium. If she was a hypothetical worm. Animal abuse. You know what else is animal abuse? Working 40 hours a week. You have done unspeakable things to worms as a child. Oh no. You're unemployed? Well, you should get a job. I'm just imagining you actually cutting it that many times. And the worm still survives too. Infinite worm glitch. I'm just imagining you're doing this to the point where you accidentally split the atom and you blow up your entire neighborhood. Infinite worm glitch. Okay, guys, hear me out. What if the atom wasn't first split in the 1900s, but it was actually first split 300 million years ago? And what if it was just a complete accident? Like just someone just did something really weird and it accidentally split an atom and it blew up everything on Earth. What if that's what happened to the dinosaurs? They accidentally split the atom. And it caused the chain reaction. You know, it's kind of crazy. That actually was a hypothetical scenario that was truly believed by the scientists that were working on the Manhattan Project. The fact that there was a non-zero chance that dropping a nuclear bomb would completely blow up the entire atmosphere. And they still did it anyways. Bring back the dinosaurs. That would be funny. What if... We gotta bring back the dinosaurs. This is a good idea. Literally scorched earth. Hey, I mean, look. If you accidentally blew up the atmosphere, you probably would win the war. What if they added worms and nuclear bombs to Minecraft? That would be something. Please don't, they make you uncomfortable. I hate to break it to you, but we have dinosaurs. They're called shoebills. Okay, wait. Who would win? 1/256th of a worm or a hydrogen bomb? I mean, if you think about it, chickens are basically dinosaurs as well. Betting on the worm. Good plan. Surely there are no pieces of media explaining why bringing back dinosaurs is a bad idea. No. It's actually a really good idea. I love shoe bills. They're awesome. Hold on. Did that even work? On my end, it didn't even work. Okay, it did work. Twitch needs to add way more obnoxious versions of emotes. Should bring back mammoths. Mammoths would be awesome. I mean, didn't they technically bring back mammoth meat in the last few years? What if mammoths were actually just like big worms? Also, wait, paint like elephants. Has an elephant ever painted the elephant in the room? The Alaskan bullworm. Well, here's the question. Would you believe an elephant that could paint? Also, what counts as painting? Does putting strokes of paint on a canvas count as painting, or does it need to have intent? Because I think you could absolutely get an elephant to paint, but it really would be a different question as to whether an elephant painting as a concept is feasible in terms of intent. I don't know if elephants understand that kind of thing. I'm glad you copied all of the text, including the username and the timestamps. But yeah, from what I would assume, elephants are generally not painting because they want to paint. I don't know if there's any other creature on this planet that actually exhibits any interest in making art. They're curious. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't doubt they're curious. I just don't know if they truly understand what art is or would create it on their own as they've evolved currently. You know? I don't think there's any other creature on Earth that's exhibited that kind of thing as far as I'm aware. But yeah, elephants are really cool. I mean, honestly, probably easily train a monkey to paint. Yeah, but I feel like it'd probably be the same thing, where it's like the monkey isn't painting because it gets joy out of it or necessarily understands what painting is. I think that's more of just like you're literally just training it. It's not real. Reward. Yeah, but it's like but that's not how you like how do I say it? Teaching a monkey to paint is very different from having a monkey just paint. Most animals can paint, they just hide it from humans to protect themselves from capitalism. True. We would see more animal paintings if all nations were living under the rules of Karl Marx. You ever think there's just like a mouse out there that's like, dang, I hate this job. How many mice have a 401k? Sister gave you a self-help book called Who Moved My Cheese? That does sound like a joke book. Low key, I feel like self-help books are a great way to waste my money. I don't know, just the vibe I get from them feel like they are selling me this book and I'm not actually gonna get my money's worth out of it. Maybe I'm not thinking of the same genre of book though. That is a gamble, yeah. Like I don't want to get a self-help book that's like, just be positive. Thank you for spending $35.99 plus shipping and handling. Should make a help yourself book and it's just pictures of food, no recipes. And then at the bottom of every page it says, help yourself. Okay, but what if it's pictures of food that get like more exponentially insane as it goes on? Where's Waldo? But there's no Waldo anywhere. There are books out there like about like psychology and interpersonal relationships, and there are books about hustling and committing to the grind. Yeah, to me, those are literally in the same genre. of book. And I honestly think more of the hustle grind type book when I think of a self-help book. Gamblers trying to get help by buying a self-help book, but end up gambling. Can't stop reading the Rosetta Stone. Mom, I just need to read one more hieroglyphic. Please, I don't want to go to bed yet. There's probably some dude 10,000 years ago who couldn't put down his stone tablet. And the people around him were like, kids these days, always reading their stone tablets. Even at the dinner table. Sorry, the dinner stone. The dinner chunk. True. How you doing, Skagoat? Not too bad, still sick. But mainly your voice just being on a cough, yeah. Seems like you're recovering slowly but surely. Surely the kids won't make you get sick instantly again. Alright, one moment. Okay, I'm back. ZZZ, what's going on in chat? You taught virtual Tuesday and Wednesday. Principal is gonna let you not have either count as a sick day, but apparently HR wanted a meeting. Huh. Okay. That's annoying. Trying to fight the intrusive thought that you're slowly going blind. Well, it's better than quickly going blind. Thankfully, knock on wood, I've not started going blind yet. when you have to do virtual teaching, do the kids have a harder time focusing? A lot. The answer is a lot. Too much. Definitely not paying attention. Well, it's gonna be great when she goes from 6 years old to 8 years old. Yeah. It's just bizarre that it's actually somehow not completely died already. We really need the adults to start doing it so it actually dies. It's only funny until the grown-ups start doing it. God. The brain rot runs deep. Loki, you need to just start punishing them every time they make an outburst about it at this point. It's just brain rot, Grill. That's all you really need to know. True. God, do people even still use that as a punishment in schools? Just writing sentences over and over? That feels so old school. 21. True. Okay. 9 plus 10 was the funny brain rot of my era. What's 9 plus 10? His teacher said you're going to write a paragraph and the kids ground and whine. God forbid you have to write a paragraph. We are crippled due to this water pipe burst. We have no actual discipline left since lunch detention and recess are closed. Yeah, that. Oh, yeah, that's true. Right. I forgot, like, your school's dealing with all that. Yeah. Shoot, you just got really nothing to do then. Have you tried strangling the kids? Surely this will get them to pay attention. It's probably some right-wing psychos that want to bring back, like, smacking kids with rulers and spanking and probably strangling them too if they misbehave at school. Don't worry, we'll be back in a month, 1 month later. Okay guys, maybe, just maybe everyone will be back by the end of winter break. Winter break ends. So, perhaps by May. Perhaps on the last week of school. So actually we'll just see you guys next year. Now my head is hurting me after getting strangled by the teacher because I got 9 plus 10 wrong. Checked since you got emailed about it, but their parents being upset. Wait. Their teacher doesn't do Google Meets and just posts puzzles. Wait, this sounds like a goated teacher. But yeah, that's not good if that's actually the case. Sure, some teachers are not trying at all. Yeah, of course. You get the opportunity to work less hard, then some people will absolutely take that opportunity, you know? Oh yeah, of course. I mean, if there's no consequence, like no real consequences of not showing up to these things, or not paying attention, or even being disruptive, then like, yeah. Fall asleep, this is C418. Do I want to have kids? Not if it means that if I have to hear 6, 7. Low-key, I feel like... I feel like I would not be able to survive if I was born like 10 years later. I feel like I was born at the perfect time for someone with my personality type. How's the chunk been so far? Pretty good. Pretty fast. We're already down to the final 10 layers. Oh, you probably mean overall. Any rare and interesting minerals found? This is what our shulker of, nope, not that. Which one is it? This one. Got almost 10 stacks of deep slate coal and only 2 pieces of deep slate emerald ore so far. Since we started mining deep slate at all. Oh, and I have quite a lot of diamonds as well. That is not a crafting table. Oh, wow. I got a lot to craft up. I can make a full diamond beacon now if I wanted. Yeah, this chunk that I'm working on specifically has been a pretty fast one so far. Not super fast, but a little faster. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. But we haven't had any under an hour yet so far. So the average chunk is around, if it's like a dense one, like the absolute longest they should be taking is with distractions an hour and 50 minutes. If I'm fully focused, it's closer to like an hour and 43 minutes. But I think I've already had some that are closer to like the 130. I don't know if I've had any in 120 range yet. But I do know that there's gonna be chunks that are less than an hour. Because there are some that have really big openings. Soon. It might be a while. I think the ones that are sub 1 hour are closer to the center. And I'm currently working from the corner. But we'll get there eventually. Either way, it's all gonna get mined out eventually. Am I recording all my chunk mining times? I am. I have a little, very rudimentary spreadsheet where I'm recording down the times and how many blocks were in each chunk. Super basic. I do want to make it nicer eventually, but yeah. God, what is this gonna be? Yeah. I'm I'm skipping this. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I have so little mental capacity right now. I can't do it. First result when you search Brain Rot on Spotify. Makes sense. Okay. I need to focus up. Just get this digging done. We're pretty close to done here. I have the egg in my hotbar because we've had a lot. I've been collecting eggs as I've been mining the chunk, and we've been getting. There's a lot of chickens now. So every so often, I'll just end up getting eggs as I mine. And there's like very specific spots where they congregate. Chicken. Unfortunately, I don't think eggs that are in your inventory can hatch. You have to actually throw them. That would be an interesting mechanic. Although that would be kind of annoying if you were using eggs for something that wasn't immediately trying to spawn a chicken. Okay. Good, good. Yeah, that must have been years ago now at this point. Of course, I gotta use lava to cook the chickens, of course. Because, you know. You know. And lava is the legitimate fuel source in furnaces. Okay. Seems like this chunk will be around, like, between 8 to 10 minutes faster than a fully dense chunk. Including distractions. So that's perfectly acceptable. And I want to go lay down as soon as I can, so I am happy. You know, I've always heard of this artist, but I literally could not tell you the name of a Dead song. Not a single one. I hear lava, which is interesting this far down. Is chunk 3 still the densest chunk? Oh, absolutely. Low-key, the only thing I actually know this artist for is the fact they have a very unique Minecraft skin. Because it has their, like, big helmet and mouse ears. Exactly. Ugh. That's true. How you doing, Juicy? Thank you for joining the stream like 2 minutes before I'm gonna leave, as always. For a fist. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was like 9 minutes faster than a really dense chunk. That's a lot of time save, if you think about it. World record? Definitely not. Let me... I haven't kept track of the last few chunks, to be fair. But... let me see what's the fastest one I've actually written down so far. I don't think any of the ones I've done recently would be faster than any of the documented ones. But... let me just see. Which account do I have this on? I think it's this one. Time per chunk. The fastest chunk we've mined so far was chunk number 6. 1 hour and 25 minutes and 38 seconds. Dang. So that's like another 9 minutes faster than that one. Crazy. Okay, let me get back up here. And then yeah, let me get 12 on the counter. Yay, let's go. Very nice. Okay, I am super exhausted, so I'm gonna get out of here. I will probably